So tonight I saw Inglourious Basterds. I gotta say that was one of the best movies I've ever seen, especially coming from Tarantino, since he's one of my favorite directors of all time. Pulp Fiction is one of my favorite movies. Reservoir Dogs is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. So essentially, if you haven't seen it yet, all you need to know is that Brad Pitt leads a bunch of Jewish Americans into Nazi-occupied France, and they go and kill some Nazis. Uh, they get a mission to go to a Nazi movie premiere, and Hitler's going to be there. So, of course, they all go incognito and go on a mission to kill Hitler. There's lots of violence, lots of gore, lots of bad language, not a lot of sexual commentary or acts at all, which in a way kind of surprised me by Tarantino because he always has sexual undertones a little bit, but he didn't in this one. So I think he mainly just focused on the whole violence thing this time around, but it's total classic Tarantino. If you loved Pulp Fiction, if you loved Reservoir Dogs, if you loved his part in Four Rooms, definitely go and see this movie, especially if you like World War II movies. And if you like Brad Pitt's character acting as well, oh, you're going to love it. So really one of the first problems I have with this movie is the fact that the beginning really takes a long time to get going. If you've seen Pulp Fiction, then you know about a lot of the scenes, how there's a lot of sit down and talking commentary, and it goes on for a while, like from 5 to 10 minutes. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but this scene goes on for a good 15-20 minutes, and it halfway through, three-quarters of the way through, it was just killing me. But it's not a bad payoff. You definitely like it a lot more once the talking stops and the shooting begins. But besides that, really, there's nothing to really worry about in the movie. One things I really fail at is I go into movies with high expectations, but I do not regret going into that movie with high expectations. Now, as many Tarantino fans know, Tarantino's a good friend of Eli Roth, and so he put Eli into his movie, and since Eli is like one of the big horror guys on the scene these days, Hostel Part 1, Hostel Part 2, Cabin Fever, very good movie. There was a lot of gore, and may I just say the special effects and the blood use were just amazing in this movie. There's a scene, not to ruin the movie, but there's a scene where Eli takes a bat to a Nazi captain's face and just wails on him. I swear I thought it was real. I seriously turned away for a second, and that's really saying something coming from me, because I've been watching horror movies since I was 3, guys. The acting performances in this were amazing. Brad Pitt's work is really good. He is an amazing character actor. When he was in Fight Club, Benjamin Button I didn't typically care for very much. 12 Monkeys. So if you like Brad Pitt as a character actor, you're going to love him in this. He plays it so well. I seriously thought he was Aldo Rain. That's all I knew him as through this 2.5 hours of watching him. Also, Eli Roth did a really good job, but he seemed to overdo it a little bit. He seemed really creepy. I wasn't sure if that was how his role was supposed to be, but he just seemed overtly out there, like creepy, the whole freaking time. Which, if that was what his character was supposed to do, then he nailed it. But, yeah, that's coming from me. Now, as for the directing, Quentin did an amazing job. Camera angles, everything, right on the spot. He always does a good job. Now, if you're looking for just a shoot 'em up action movie, this probably isn't for you. Not saying that it doesn't have plenty of action, plenty of violence, hot women, not in the sexual way, but still pretty freaking hot women. You're probably not going to want to go see this. There's a lot of dialogue. Tarantino really focuses on the dialogue in this, and you might want to know how to read because there's a lot of subtitles and talking in French and German, even a little bit of Italian, but the Italian part's more for comedic relief. So, guys that are all up into shoot, shoot, bang, bang, probably not for you because 2.5 hours with maybe an hour at the most of it being shooting. I'd still say look into it. Amazing movie, Inglourious Basterds, directed by Quentin Tarantino, starring Eli Roth, Brad Pitt, Mike Myers, and a bunch of other people. I don't remember their names. Those are the three that stick out. So go see it, and you will have an amazing time. I'm Razakan, and you folks have a good night. I'm going to enjoy my milkshake.